Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video here on my YouTube channel. Today, we are continuing our 5-year rebuild series here on the YouTube channel. Today, we are doing the Charlotte 49ers. Now, Charlotte, in the first 2 weeks of the college football season, have been playing like absolute ass. They got blown out by App State week 1. They lost to Bill Belichick, which got Bill Belichick his first win in college. And I'm not sure what Charlotte is going to do in week 3, but they're probably going to lose. No offense to the 49er fans, but because this video is going out after week 3 has played out. But the Charlotte is ass, okay? I believe last year with Charlotte, we won them with Natty, so hopefully we can do it again for them. Right now, it's going to be tough. They're 67 overall, 66 on the offense, 69 on the defense, a pistol scheme, and a 4-2-5 defense. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is their roster. We have Connor Harrell as our quarterback. I think he is a North Carolina transfer. I could be wrong. I believe they had Deshaun Purdy, but he transferred. I don't remember what school. We have, excuse me, Grayson Loftus and Mr. Zach. Running back, we have Donald Chaney, Henry, and then these guys here. Fullback, we got Joey, Jaden McGowan, and Javon Nicholas, and Justin Olson. And then these guys here, our receiver, Nate Spillman. Was he at Tennessee? I could be wrong. I don't know. Gus McGee at tight end, and then these guys here. Left tackle, we have Jesse, Mo Clipper Jr. At the left guard. Center, we have Johnny King, Dallas Shirley at right guard. Right tackle, we have Gibson. We have Zion there. We have Caden, and then these guys here. We have Cheka, and then Solomon, and then Taz, and Xavier, and then these guys here. Sam, Jonathan, Mike, we have Reed Millifer, and then these guys here. Xavier Simmons at the wheel, and then those guys. Corner, we have Jerkarius and Baldwin, and then these guys here. I don't recognize any of those names. Colin Gill at the free safety, these guys there. McGee at the strong safety. We have Ross and Bronson as our kicker punter. That is our team. You guys know we got to recruit, so let's get into it. Dorian Zukauskis committed. Jermaine Johns, committed. Rashad Crumpler, committed. Ryan Eakin, committed. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 Heisman Trophy winner is Dante Moore, quarterback of Oregon. He had 3,601 yards passing and 31 touchdowns. 67% completion percentage. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the Armed Forces Bowl, taking on Texas A&M. And ladies and gentlemen, we got our dick shoved up our ass. We lose 49-3 to A&M. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year 1 stats. Connor Harold, 261 for 453, 57% completion percentage, 3,133 yards passing, 21 tutties and 8 picks. Rushing, Chaney, 178 for 905, 7 tutties. Harrell, 141, 277, 3 tutties. Rutledge, 60 for 262 tutties. Justin, 1 for 3. How about the receiving? McGowan, 65 for 774, 3 tutties. Nicholas, 55 for 703, 8 tutties. Gus, 58 for 678, 2 tutties. Justin, 43 for 595, 6 tutties. Mason, 7 for 175 with a tutty. Donald, 25 for 150 with a tutty. Grant, 4 for 34. Henry, 4 for 26. How about the defense? 98 tackles by Reed. McGee, 86, 73 by Baldwin. Spillman, 61, 60 by Gill. Connie, 56, 48 by Kaba and Caden. 46 by Solomon. Tackles lost, 12 by Solomon, 11 by Kaba. Spillman with 8, 6 by Smith. Taz with 5, 4 by Baldwin and Shea. 3 by Reed. McGee with 1. Noel, Willis, and Zion with 1. Sacks, we had 5 by Kaba. Solomon, 4.5. 3 by Spillman and Caden. 2 by Taz. Half sack by Shea. Interceptions, we had 3 by Conley, Gill with 2, and Shipman with 2. Hopefully year 2 is a much better year than this year. Ladies and gentlemen, how about Iowa State making it to the night? How about Mississippi State going on a run? Anyway, it was Penn State, Ohio State for the national championship, with Penn State on top, 43-27. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are losing a lot of people, and we didn't recruit that much talent, so we got to hit the transfer portal and get some talent on this team. Deshaun Purdy, Welcome back to Charlotte, my friend. Let's go. Marcus Gore Jr. committed. Carl Walters committed. Don Lindsay committed. Tony Keogh committed. Devon Keeney committed. Ish Simons committed. Jeremiah Hasley committed. Derek Simmons committed. Deshaun Levy committed. Thomas Pash committed. Josh Quarterman committed. Caleb Chester committed. Julius Tate committed. Caleb Beasley committed. Amon Smalls committed. Noah Herrick committed. Stratton Schufelt committed. Grayson Howard committed. Ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 40th best class in the nation. That's the best in the American. Let's get to year 2. Stephen Levon committed. Devontae Atagowie committed. Javon Wilbon committed. Marlon Hutton committed. Shakir Hooker committed. John Sweet committed. Ty Terrell committed. Ty Thompson committed. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the first respondable, taking on Texas State. Ladies and gentlemen, I accidentally skipped the Heisman, but Jeremiah Smith was the winner. He had, let's see if we can see the stats, 103 catches, 12 yards, or 12 receiving touchdowns, 1,497 yards. Ladies and gentlemen, we have won the first respondable. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Here are the year 2 stats. Deshaun Purdy, 287 for 531, 54% completion percentage, 3,497 yards, 20 tutties, and 8 picks. Rushing, Crumpler, 246 for 985, 13 tutties. Purdy, 122 for 198, 5 tutties. Cobb, 28 for 92 with 4 tutties. Burris, 1 for 2. Receiving, Hopkins, 67 for 974 tutties. Nichols, 70 for 885, 6 tutties. Burris, 48 for 658, 4 tutties. Hazley, 48 for 545, 2 tutties. Keene, 18 for 243, 3 tutties. Krembler, 33 for 185, 1 tutty. Lasky, 1 for 8. Cobb, 2 for 2. Defensively, Howard, 106 tackles, 82 by Bootley the second. Gill, 77-75 for Caden. Bryan, 67-63 for Johns. Beasley, 62-56 for Simon. St. Clair, 54-51 for Simons. Tackles for loss, 14 by Caden and Derek, 4 by Howard and Ao, 3 by Smalls, Herrick, Burgess, Simpson, 2 by St. Clair, Eakin, 1 by Simmons, and Boot Bottle. Is it Bottle or Brutely? I don't know. Sacks, we had 4.5 by Caden, Derek with 4, 1 by Howard, Herrick, and DJ, half sack by Simpson. Interceptions, Beasley with 3, along with Bottle, or Budo, 2 by Gill, 1 by Johns, 1 by Howard. I think next year we can win the American. Let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, it was USC taking on Georgia in the national title with USC coming on top. 38-13. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Colin Gill is leaving, but we get to keep Purdy, Simmons, and Wallace, along with St. Clair, Burris, and Chester are leaving us. Got to hit the portal and get some talent. Steven Suggs committed. DeAndre Crouch committed. Alan Wilbur committed. And Freddie Burrow committed. Xavier Terrell committed. Bryce Jenkins committed. Mitch Savoy committed. Alfonso Riggs committed. Von Kilger committed. Logan George committed. Jaden Gold committed. Adam Krager committed. Caden Massey committed. Grant Leeper committed. Carter Menz committed. Cordell Lyons committed. Cooper Fordham committed. Cam Pringle committed. Cameron Courtney committed. Colin Banning committed. Ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 39th best class in the nation. That's once again the best in the American. This could be the year we win the American. Let's do it. Storm Butts committed. George Ali committed. Rico Henry committed. Frank Nijima committed. And ladies and gentlemen, we have made the American Football Conference Championship, taking on the Florida Atlantic Owls. And ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. We have won the American here in year 3. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2027 Heisman Trophy winner is Darian Menza, quarterback of Alabama. He had 3,854 yards, 41 tutties, and a 69% completion percentage. And ladies and gentlemen, we have made the college football playoff, taking on the Texas Longhorn. And ladies and gentlemen, as expected, we get our ass kicked 42-21. All right, here are the year 3 stats. Dorian, 306 for 511, 59% completion percentage, 3,700 yards, 33 tutties, and 3 picks. Rushing, Kruger, 241 for 1,201, 16 tutties. Xavier, 76 for 388, 9 tutties. Dorian, 6-1 for 54. Keene, 6 for 12 with a tutty. Rashad, 3 for 7. Receiving, Courtney, 78 for 1,064, 7 tutties. Keene, 66 for 888, 16 tutties. Burrow, 66 for 773, 5 tutties. Keogh, 47 for 552, tutties. Adam, 227 for 208, 2 tutties. Evan Austin, 5 for 92 with 1 tutty. Grant, 9 for 69. Xavier, 8 for 56. How about the defense here? 97 tackles for Josh Quarterman. Goldwood 75, 73 for Darius. Marcus Gore Jr. 62, 59 for Johns. George 58. Caleb Beasley 57, 50 for Simons. 49 for Simmons. 46 for Bryce Jenkins. X plus. Logan George went 19 along with Bryce Jenkins. 14 by Simmons, 12 by Noah, 5 by Smalls, 4 by Wallace, 3 by Quarterman, Gore Jr., Simpson, Johns with 2, 1 by Beasley, St. Clair, and Leoman. Sack 7.5 by Jenkins, Simmons by 3.5. Oh, Simmons with 3, 2.5 by Logan, Noah with 2, along with Smalls and Simpson, half sack by Gore Jr. and St. Clair. Interceptions 5 by Beasley, 3 by Gold, 2 by Gore Jr., and 1 by Johns. Hopefully, in year 4, we win a playoff game. Let's shoot for that. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, it was Penn State taking on USC, with Penn State winning 41-38. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are losing 3 players, Purdy, Keogh, and Crouch, but everybody else is staying. Let's hit the portal and get some talent. Tony Farmer committed. John Berg committed. DJ Merriman committed. Damian Walters committed. Rashad Crouch committed. Trayvon Sullivan committed. Jaden Ball committed. Ben Busby committed. Eric Toussaint committed. Dion Henderson committed. Sean Portrait committed. Ladies and gentlemen, we got the 41 best class in the nation here in year 3. Only 15 commits. I'm a little worried, not gonna lie. But let's go. Garrison Gossett committed. JT Payne committed. Stephon Liggins committed. Eric Osgood committed. Gideon Wing committed. Jalen Officer committed. Mustafa Bosney committed. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the American Football Conference Championship yet again. We're taking on Florida Atlantic. Patrick Pace committed. Dylan Book committed. Ladies and gentlemen, we have won the American here in year 4. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2028 Heisman Trophy winner is Deuce Knight, quarterback of Tennessee. He had 4,323 yards, 42 tutties, 74% completion percentage. And ladies and gentlemen, we've once again made the playoff, taking on Miami. And ladies and gentlemen, again we made the playoff, and yet again we get our ass kicked 41-6. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year 4 stats. Dorian, 343 for 557, 61% completion percentage, 4,323 yards, 41 tutties, and 4 picks rushing. Kruger, 258 for 1,214 tutties. Rashad, 76 for 372, 6 tutties. Dorian, 72 for 34, 4 tutties. Keen, 4 for 13. How about the receiving? Austin, 77 for 1,046, 8 tutties. Burrow, 73 for 9, 86, 6 tutties. Keen, 60 for 9, 71, 15 tutties. Vaughn, 65, 7, 88, 3 tutties. Adam, 38 for 275, 3 tutties. Hawker, 13, 2, 16, 4 tutties. Grant, 12 for 78, 2 tutties. Rashad, 5 for 13. How about the defense here? 74 tackles by St. Clair. Suggs, 62, along with Simmons. Gore Jr., 59, 58 by Simpson and Lehman. 56 by Wallace, 54 by Simmons. Johns, 50, 49 for Beasley. Allen, 47, 41 by Josh Quarterman. Texas lost 17 by Simons, 13 by Jenkins, and Simpson with 12, 9 by Lehman, 8 by Hedrick, 3 by Suggs, Quarterman, Sweat, 2 by Wallace, 1 by St. Clair, Johns, and Allen. Sacks, we had 8 by Simon. Simpson, 7.5, 3 by Jenkins, 2.5 by Sweat. Lehman, 2, along with Noah and Darius. Interceptions, 2 by Gore Jr. and Caleb Beasley, 1 by Wallace, Quarterman, Allen, and Simons. Year 4 and 3, we've got destroying the playoff. Year 4, offseason. Let's find some talent that can help us win a natty in year 5. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it was Alabama taking on Clemson for the national title, and Clemson once again kicks Alabama's ass in the natty. This time, 52-21. All right, ladies and gentlemen, one of our best receivers is leaving for the draft in Anthony Burrow, but we did get to keep everybody else. Also, how about Evan Austin making the draft? Anyway, portal time. Jordan Atwell committed. Stan Maliki committed. Amari Figures committed. Logan Spears committed. Devontae Dre committed. Chris McCorkle committed. Tyquan Joslin committed. Marvin Wyman committed. Ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 18th best class in the nation. Best in the American. Hopefully, this is the talent that elevates us to win a natty. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is the final roster. Dorian is a 93 overall, playing like a 96. I do not know. Has this been the highest rated quarterback we have recruited? I don't know. Running back, we have Adam. We do have Gerari Cobb, as I dropped my phone. 99 speed there. Receivers, looking decent. We have 4 really good receivers, if I'm being honest. Tight end, we have Von Kilgore, 86 speed. Left tackle, little worried there. Left guard, a little bit worried there. Center, we have Devontae, he looks solid. Sean Portrait at an 87. How about right tackle? We do have Dre Busby Osgood, the freshman. He might get the start on the left. Honestly, no left ends, I don't know, but we have right ends that can play left end, same thing. D tackles looking very good. Steven Suggs look good. Mike linebacker, we're starting freshman. We have a sophomore and a freshman. Cornerbacks look a bit juicy. Free safety wing he's an 80. I didn't know he's playing up to an 80. That's great. Strong safety, we have Amari Figures. I do not know how to feel about this team. Kicker, punter. I think it's good enough to win the American. I don't know if it's enough to win a national title, but we're going to find out as I will now turn on auto recruiting and get to simulating. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We are currently 7-1 with 4 games to go. Our only losses to the Ohio State. Ranked 13th. We're also ranked 17. We do have Tulane, UAB, East Carolina, and Navy to go. All winnable games. I think we should be in the playoffs. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the American Championship again, taking on North Texas. And ladies and gentlemen, we have won the American, and we're now on to the playoffs. And ladies and gentlemen, we're making our 3rd straight college football playoff appearance, taking on the Louisville Cardinal. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are in Louisville, Kentucky. They say hold them L's up, wrong hand, hold your left up. But we're going to be holding our L's down because our Charlotte 49ers have been in the playoffs. We've got our ass kicked. Hopefully this is the time and we can mine our way to a national title. Here we are. Let's get things rolling in Louisville, Kentucky. Here we are, 3rd and goal at the 4. We're down 4. Dorian. Taking him 1st and goal at the 1. Chance to take the lead. Dorian. He stood up at the goal line. Getting a goal now from the 1. He's in. Let's go. 2 to make it a 7-point game. Dorian. He's going to break through for the line. Touchdown or 2-point conversion. Chance to extend the lead. Here we go. Crampler, whatever his name. 2nd and goal now from the 1. Dorian. Going to set 82 in motion. And Spears is in for the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers. Rashawn Crumpler with a 9-yard rush to seal the deal against Louisville. And ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. Our national championship campaign gets started here in Louisville. We beat the Cardinals 28-7. Let's go 49ers. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the Verbo Fiesta Bowl, taking on the Michigan Wolverines. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, in Glendale, Arizona, home of the Arizona Cardinals. Michigan Wolverines. I don't see a Sharon Moore coaching this team. It's some geek, I don't know his name. But here we are. We are mining from Louisville to Glendale as we're mining our way to a national title. Can Dorian and company get it done? Find out right here, right now. Here we are, 3rd and 5 at the 9. Dorian. Got a man. Here we are, 1st and goal at the 2. Crumpler in the backfield. Dorian hands it off to him, and he's in with ease. Touchdown, Charlotte. 49ers on top, 10-0. Clock is rolling. All right, 1st and goal at the 2. Chance to take the lead back. Crumpler, gotta go no huddle. We do have a timeout from the 4 now, a loss of 2. Dorian sends a man in motion. Gonna go out. Nice block by fucking 21, you dumb fuck. We've now lost 4 yards. 3rd and goal at the 6. What a throw by Dorian to freaking 89. And that's a touchdown, 49ers. Kier Hooker with a 9-yard touchdown to tie it up at 24. Come on, Miners. 49ers. 4th and 4. We're going for it. Here we go. Dorian. Got a man in the backfield. Kruger. Let's go. Touchdown, 2-point conversion. 2nd and 10 at the 33. Dorian, play action. He's got a man. Hawker. First down. 1st and 10 now. We're going to run it. Take some clock. Kruger. Big run. Run it again. 2nd and 3. Crumpler in. Hands it off. Crumpler. Need the D. Apparently, Michigan fumbled the kickoff. That's how we have the ball. 2nd and 5. Kruger gonna get this field goal nice and close. 1st and goal. We're just gonna move it. Oh my God, we're just gonna score it actually. No, we're just gonna get the field goal right at the 1. And we're gonna call timeout and kick this bad boy. Here we go. This is like a PAT. Unless they block it. I don't know why they slowed it down, but the kick is up and good. And ladies and gentlemen, your 49ers are now in the semifinals. Let's freaking go. Michigan, I don't know how they fumbled it on the kickoff return, but it doesn't matter how you win. A win is a win is a win is a win. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where the rebuild probably ends. We're going to the Rose Bowl, taking on the Georgia Bulldogs. Here we are, Pasadena, California, Rose Bowl. We are wearing the Gold Rush. I'll tell you why. We want Georgia to think that they're playing Georgia Tech. We want them to think they're playing Georgia Tech because Georgia Tech, no offense, they fucking suck. Georgia kicks their ass, get in their head, because we're not Georgia Tech. We're the fucking Charlotte fucking 49ers, okay? We ain't fucking Georgia Tech. We here to fucking play the game. We here to mine our way to the national title, and that's what we're gonna do. Who's that mean machine in red and black? It's the Georgia fucking Bulldogs, and we're mining their fucking ass. Come on, Charlotte. Here we go. We got 1st and goal at the 4. I told Georgia we ain't fucking Georgia Tech. We Charlotte. Here we go. Kruger to the outside. He's in. Touchdown. 49ers. Logan Spears with a 51-yard touchdown to give us a 14-3 lead, baby. And it's 3rd and 4. Here we go. We get the first. Call timeout. I pressed X before he sacked me. 4th and 3 at Georgia's 27. Here we go. Dorian. Left tackle, we had a 10-point lead entering the 4th, and Georgia just beat the fucking shit out of us. 38-20, your final score. Fuck this bullshit motherfucking game. Unbelievable. We had it. I don't know what happened. We fucking had it. We had it. Fuck you, Georgia. You gotta score points. It is what it is. Georgia can't beat them like Alabama and Texas. Fucking hate these schools. But hey, we did our best. I think we might have recorded our best quarterback in one of these 5 rebuilds. I think Dorian was pretty nice. It just sucks that he shit the bed in the 4th. But, it is what it is. We win some, we lose some, and we don't get upset. Anyway, boys and girls, if you have enjoyed the video, hit like, hit subscribe. When you hit like and subscribe, you motivate me to keep doing this. And I hope you have a great day or have a great night, depending on when you watch this video. And I will see you in the next one. Peace. I'm out.